Welcome to the Economic Times India Defence Conclave. I am Arpit Gupta, and joining me is a very special guest here in Delhi, Dr. Jitendra Singh, Hon'ble Minister of State for Science and Technology and Prime Minister's Office Minister. So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Arpit. Thank you.
Sir, my first question to you is your department is and your ministry is coming up with the new space policy. How this policy is benefiting the corporate and also attracting the global people here in India?
No, as you would appreciate that in the recent times, Prime Minister Modi has undertaken a number of path-breaking initiatives as far as the space sector is concerned, on the whole, but now that we are talking about space sector, which have virtually revolutionized the working and the work culture in the space sector and given us an edge in the community of nations and placed us as a frontline nation as far as space technology and space capacity is concerned. And I think one of the most important decisions, which was rather unthinkable till a few years ago, taken by Prime Minister Modi, was to open the space sector to private public participation. As a result of which now we have nearly 150 startups, private startups working in collaboration with ISRO. And I think the space policy or the Indian Space Policy 2023, which was unfolded just about 2-3 months back, is a continuation of that process, a sequel to what Prime Minister has initiated in the form of giving space a larger spectrum to operate upon with a larger resource pool so that we could actually make the best use of the huge human resource that we have with us. And therefore, there are two agencies, important agencies, which have been administered. One is the Space India Limited, the NSIL, which is a kind of a PSU. The other is an interface, which is going to be in space, India National Space Application Center, which would have its headquarters in Gujarat. And that would collaborate between the private partners and the government. And as of now, many of our inputs procured by our missions are being procured by premier American agencies like NASA, who actually had started off many years earlier than us. And therefore, to that extent, I can say that under Prime Minister Modi, India's space sector has taken a quantum jump. And I was saying just now in my discourse that India, in 9 years that have gone by, has traversed unlimited space.
You just talked about 9 years. So one thought that came to my mind is India has developed more than 100 unicorns over the last few years, and government and your ministry specifically is laying very much emphasis on creating startups, promoting them. If you see technology like DevTech, Space Tech, so a lot of startups are coming in. How your ministry is planning to promote them?
Yeah, that of course we are promoting that, but that is one aspect of it. Of course, as you rightly mentioned, ever since Prime Minister allowed the space sector to be open to the private participants, we now have a number of private startups who are of a huge merit. But besides that, even in the other sectors, whether it be the health sector, we already have startups who are using space technology in one way or the other. For example, in telemedicine, they are using space technology. The startups in the agri sector are using space technology. The startups in the engaged in the business of survey conducting are also, whether it be for construction. So there also, but see, space technology has entered every sector, every household in India. And I think again the credit goes to the Modi regime. It was somewhere around 2015 or 2016. 2-day brainstorming was organized here in Delhi, where the representatives of all the ministries were made to sit with the space sector scientists to understand where in the space technology could step in to supplement their work. Today we have space technology in railways, in roads, in smart cities, agriculture, and everywhere we have the startups also as well going hand in hand.
Innovation is a buzzword. Where do you see, my last question to you, where do you see India by 2047 in innovation?
No, I think we are, of course, 2047 will be a year where we celebrate the 100th year of independence and a century India. But India is going to acquire that position and that pedestal even much earlier. That is what I visualize. The way we are moving, we are now moving at a much faster pace in the last 8, 9 years compared to what it was earlier. Like I said, it's a quantum jump. Similarly, now we are not spending time in adopting a new technology. Earlier on, the common culture was that television happened, for example, in USA in 1950s. We adopted in 1960s, that too late, or early 70s with just Chitrahar or some kind of a Sunday movie. It's no longer like that. Like the best example is quantum technology. We have very few countries who are into quantum technology, and India has already entered into that elite club. That cabinet decision was taken under Prime Minister Modi just about 2 months back. And the other countries who are there in this quantum technology business are also still in the R&D. So we have not waited for them to, make it wide-based, applicable, and then step in. We are already at par. So I think India, even before 247, is going to be a country to be looked up to.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Stay tuned for more such updates from India Defence Conclave, New Delhi. Thank you so much.